Croeso. So, my name's Nick Young. I'm the year tutor for year 1 on the Primary Education Studies degree. We just wanted to get in touch, just firstly to welcome you to the course, to congratulate you for getting the place. And in this video, we appreciate that at this time, probably a lot of students joining the course are probably quite anxious about a few things. So we're going to address some of the key things that we've been discussing with our students that students are tending to worry about at this stage. So we're going to talk about public health situation, how that's going to affect potentially university. We're going to talk about teaching and learning. We'll talk about your induction week and your first week within university and some things that you can do to prepare.
Croeso mawr I chi I Brifysgol Metropolitan Caerdydd. I gyflwyno'n hyn yn sydyn, Dydgu Hywel di'n enw I a dwi'n uwchdarlithydd ar y cwrs astudiaethau addysg cynradd. Neges bwysig sgen I ydy bod darpariaeth Gymraeg ar gael wrth gwrs, bod cefnogaeth a hefyd tutor personol. Mae mwy o wybodaeth ar gael ar y wefan, ond os hoffwch chi gysylltu efo fi ar unrhyw adeg, mae Nick hefyd wedi ychwanegu manylion cyswllt yn y cyflwyniad yma. Felly, edrych ymlaen yn arw i'ch croesawu chi pan ddaw y tymor newydd a cofiwch mae croeso I chi gysylltu ar unrhyw adeg.
Howdy, partner. Okay, so a number of you are probably quite worried and anxious with how teaching and learning is going to look on our course, obviously with the public health situation at the moment with COVID-19. We just want to stress that we're making every effort we can to make sure you have the best experience within university. We're seeing this as an opportunity. Obviously the whole of education is facing this and they're having to adapt. So we're trying to adapt as well. So we're going to have and you'll see it and you'll start to hear and have a lot of letters about the blended learning approach. And that basically means that we're going to be teaching lectures, seminars, online and face-to-face. There'll definitely be a lot of face-to-face contact on campus. So we work with a number of schools, we work in the outdoor, we've got some sector leading, really innovative spaces for learning on campus, and we wouldn't want you to miss that. Obviously, we've made every provision possible to make sure that it's safe on campus. Groups will be restricted until we've received guidelines and that it's safer to increase the size of the seminars. And also we'll have online provision and making sure that those lectures will be really interactive. Some of them will be recorded, some of them will be interactive, and you'll be able to speak and see and work with other students during that time. Also, as you can see here in the Wild West, it is an opportunity to learn about new technologies, and you'll be taught how to use things like green screen that I'm using now in your own teaching, in your own time, in your own projects. If you've got any questions about the teaching and learning, please get in touch. But we will talk about this and cover this within the first week of starting the course.
Just to cover teaching and learning for the Welsh medium students, I am going to switch to the Welsh language. Felly croeso I chi unwaith eto fyfyrwyr cyfrwng Cymraeg. Chydig o wybodaeth I chi am y dysgu a'r addysgu. Wrth gwrs mae yna ddarpariaeth Gymraeg ar gael, ond y neges bwysig ydy da ni'n hyblyg. A mae'r hyblygrwydd yna I chi ddewis os da chi falle eisiau gwneud 50% o'r cwrs drwy gyfrwng y Gymraeg neu 100% drwy gyfrwng y Gymraeg. Mae'r dewis yna fyny I chi. Hefyd o ran asesiadau, os da chi'n teimlo falle fwy cyfforddus I gyflwyno gwaith drwy'r Saesneg neu'r Gymraeg, mae'r hyblygrwydd yna a'r dewis yna I chi unwaith eto. Be sy'n bwysig hefyd ydy tutor personol pan da chi yn y brifysgol, felly eich tutor sydd yna i'ch cefnogi chi ar hyd y daith ac ar hyd y 2 mlynedd. Mae croeso I chi gael tutor personol yn y Gymraeg os da chi'n teimlo falle'n fwy hyderus yn siarad yr iaith wrth gael cefnogaeth hefyd. Un pwynt arall hynod bwysig, mae'r Coleg Cymraeg Cenedlaethol yn cynnig ysgoloriaeth cymhelliant i bob myfyriwr sydd yn dewis astudio drwy gyfrwng y Gymraeg ac yn astudio o leia 40 credyd. Felly mae hwnna yn gefnogaeth ariannol i chi dros y 2 mlynedd sydd yn 500 o bunnau bob blwyddyn ac wrth gwrs yn gyfanswm o 1,500. Felly dyna yn gryno chydig o wybodaeth o ran yr addysgu a dysgu. Mae'r hyblygrwydd yna a da ni yna i'ch cefnogi chi. Felly cofiwch bod mwy o wybodaeth ar y wefan a hefyd fel sydd wedi i grybwyll yn barod, mae croeso i chi gysylltu hefo fi ar unrhyw adeg.
So these are your Year 1 modules. This is actually part of the newly validated structure of the course. We've worked really closely with students and looked at student feedback to really improve and make sure that our course is sector leading and involves some really innovative practice. There's a blend, as I mentioned, of online and face-to-face learning and some really practical sessions and work with schools. There's also, as you can see with AOLE 1 Part 2, there's a placement setting as well. In terms of your assessment, you'll be really glad to know there's no exams. There's a real blend of assessment and a lot of assessment support to help you within the first year. There's essays, there's blogs, there's presentations, group presentations, and all these will be fully described, and there's a lot of support and guidance when you start the course. So there's no need to worry about those at this stage. But again, these have been designed with students and lecturers.
If you can, get your hands on this book here, Sight Them Right. I managed to pick it up for a couple of pounds on eBay and it has been a lifesaver. I've used it for every assignment and I've managed to get really high marks.
Naturally, starting university is a nervous time for a lot of people. If I could give you one bit of advice, it would be persist. There's going to be a lot of terminology and a lot of concepts which seem a bit alien to you at first. Utilise the support networks around you, you'll be just fine.
My top tip for year ones is definitely get yourself a support network. Don't be afraid to ask questions and just get stuck in, get involved with anything you can.
Hi Year Ones! If I could give you one piece of advice to get you through your first year of uni, it would be make Moodle your new best friend. You'll hear the tutors talking about Moodle a lot, and that's because they spend a lot of time and effort putting really useful resources on there for us.
In terms of how you can prepare for the course, it's not a huge deal that we need you and suggest that you need to do. The only things that we would suggest is that you engage with education news. Some of the sites that we'd suggest would be sites like Education BBC, The Guardian, Independent. Just start to engage yourself with some of the headlines that's happening within education, specifically within primary education. Education across Wales, England and all of the UK is quite different. So you might want to start to think about the different regions, think about where you actually went to school. If you studied in Wales, that's absolutely fine. If you didn't study in Wales, that's absolutely fine. There are huge changes happening in Wales. It's a brilliant time to be learning about education. We're going through huge reforms in Wales, which are quite innovative and sector leading across the globe, which is brilliant. It's a great time for you to be studying. It's worth just having a look on the Welsh Government, just starting to think about how education is different. If you studied in Wales, it's going to be very differently to how you studied before, and again, if you studied somewhere else in the world, it will be different to that as well. So we're not asking you to completely learn word for word the new curriculum in Wales. It's just worth engaging with some of the key headlines of how education is going to be different. We will go through all of this in seminars and modules in much more detail, but you might just want to come to sessions a bit prepared. In terms of other preparation, we use Twitter quite a lot. Twitter's a platform that's used a lot in education. We talk about this a lot in one of the modules, areas of learning and experience that I teach on. We'll encourage you to set up your own professional Twitter account. Again, you don't have to do this. If you don't have a Twitter account, that's absolutely fine. But this might be a really good opportunity for you just to have a look at our Twitter page. Contact details will follow at the end of this video. Just to engage with what we've done over the course. So maybe some of the school projects that we've worked on, how students have produced work. We tend to share that on Twitter. So it might be just a nice opportunity for you, if you haven't already, just
Hi all, my name is Kieran Hodgkin. I'm the Programme Director of Primary Education Studies here at Cardiff Met. Just a quick message to say we're really looking forward to welcoming you to the course in September. In the meantime, if you've got any questions about the course, please feel free to get in touch. Nick has included some key contact information within the presentation. And as I said, we're really looking forward to welcoming you in September to start your journey here at Cardiff Met.